So it's relatively obvious that we have an absolutely huge logjam at the center position. We basically have 3 centers and we have one of them trying to play power forward, and it's just not going to work out for us. But we have to move one of them. We also have Carl Landry, who's off the bench, who's still asking for minutes a game at the age of, 33 now, I believe? So we have to move some guys. We need a new starting shooting guard, and we need a new starting small forward. When it comes down to it, we head over to the trades. I looked at all of our centers. I moved over and I was like, okay, and I didn't even realize we had Elton Brand on the team. We have Elton Brand on the team making pretty much $1 million a year to warm up a bench seat for when someone comes off the court. So I head over, look at some trades for him. Wasn't seeing too much. Kept scrolling through. I see Kelly Olynyk from the Celtics, and I realized it's the same logjam issue, except he's going to actually want minutes. And I see Nicholas Batum, but I'm not giving up my first round pick because we're going to be terrible. Keep on scrolling through. I see Anthony Brown, Devin Marble, Jeremy Evans, Shane Larkin, who I was actually kind of interested because he's a young player, but I decided he's not as good of a shooter as I need. We see DJ Augustine, who's going to actually end up being huge for us. I see Rodney Stuckey, who I'm very interested in. The only thing is he is making $7 million a year. That's where I'm not really so much interested in them. And I had to scroll through the rest of the offers, not seeing too much. So ultimately, I decided, do I want someone who's not making as much money and can provide just a little bit of scoring off the bench, or do I want someone who's going to make a good amount of money and provide us with a lot of points at a starting shooting guard position, around 13 points a game for us, being Rodney Stuckey. He is making $7 million a year, and he is almost 30 years old. So that is where the issue comes through. He averages like 14 points on his career. He had one good season. Then we look at DJ Augustine's stats. He averages around career 10 points. So he's never really started in his career, so I mean, maybe he did a while ago, but if for us, he would come off the bench. We look at Shane Larkin, around 5 points for the career, only has been in the league for 2 years, so I decided the best choice for us. If we look at Raul Neto, who's just been in the league for 1 year, does not even play at all, so that was also an option. I didn't really want to give up our 2018 first round pick because you never know how bad it would be. So I decided at the end of the day, best deal was probably the deal for DJ Augustine, just because he is only 27 years old, making $3 million a year, and we get a nice shooting guard, or a nice point guard off the bench, and we only have to give up a Thunder 2017 first round pick, which is probably going to be in the mid to late 20s. So I decided, you know what, it's a good idea. Why not? We head over. I have to adjust the rotation a little bit. And you're going to see the CPU doesn't even want to give him any minutes. So what I have to actually end up doing is I have to change Okafor, put him back to power forward. For some reason, they think Jahlil Okafor is worse than Carl Landry. Carl Landry at the age of 32, still trying to play basketball. I give TJ McConnell, who is a spot shooter for us, a few more minutes. And then we move down. DJ Augustine not getting any minutes. I'm not liking that. I got to give him a few more minutes. Not going to put him over Hollis Thompson in the rotation because Hollis Thompson has earned his play. I've switched it to an 11-man rotation, which I think is the perfect idea, just because get more guys minutes. We see who really fits on this team, who doesn't, who's going to have to go after one season. This whole team is pretty young, so a lot of us have team options. So I just gave a few more minutes to DJ Augustine there. Now I get asked a question. This is the only thing I hate about MyGM, just how many questions I get asked. It's kind of annoying, but not much I can do. My owner gets mad at me, and then Jahlil Okafor for some reason gets all butthurt because I try to trade a guy from his position, not even for his position. I try to trade literally a guy who plays his position, and that aggravates him. So for some reason, he doesn't like that. I talk to him, tell him no one's trading for your position. Tell him that you're probably going to be a superstar in 3 years, and everything's going to be okay. So our assistant GM doesn't like it for some reason. I don't know why, but he's my assistant, so he doesn't have to like my decisions. But so I go back here, final decision. I go through the pros and cons of Joel Embiid and Nerlens Noel, and I decided that Joel Embiid would probably be the best person to move, looking at this as a smart decision roster-wise, because Nerlens Noel is going to eventually turn into someone who can play both defense and offense for us and not just become a rim protector and someone who can run and transition a lot. So we look at the offers for Joel Embiid. Thad Young actually came up, but I was like, this is a good deal. He's making a lot of money, but it's going to create the same problem. We're not going to have, we need both Noel and Okafor start. So Thad Young was possibly my second option if the deal I don't do actually worked out, but I didn't want another big man. So what I did, threw him up on the trade block, and I decided, I went through the league and I was like, you know what, who's a good shooting guard that can provide us both scoring and defense? And when I came down to it, I felt like, personally, the best option would be Avery Bradley of the Boston Celtics. And why not, making only $7.75 million a year for someone who's an absolute lockdown defender and someone who can pull up and just absolutely let one fly. Gets you some clutch points, provide a little bit of a boost for you. So I was like, you know what, why not? It works out well. The only thing is they didn't want to do the deal. They wanted more, And I was like, you know what? I'll give you a shooting guard if you want. I'm not going to give you Nick Stubbs because he can shoot. I'll give you Isaiah Cannon just because he probably has a little bit more trade value. Celtics will take too many players. What I end up doing here, I take their worst player in RJ Hunter. So this was a decent deal. I actually had to give up a couple more second-round picks just because they still weren't having, even though I was giving them a better shooting guard than I was taking from them. I actually had to give him one more second-round pick, and wait, I almost gave him my first-round pick, and wait, this second-round pick makes the deal work. So we head over back to our rotation. Now Avery Bradley is a lockdown defender at that spot. We also we put Okafor back starting. I'm trying to move Carl Landry at some point during the season, around the trade deadline probably, because he is going to start regressing, because he is 33 years old. Now Avery Bradley can be our star scorer besides Jahlil Okafor, and I feel like this is a great move for both teams because the Celtics do get a big man that they do need very desperately. Also a very young big man that they need desperately. So I feel like that worked out well for both teams. Next video will be some gameplay for you guys with this team. Robert Covington, forgot to mention him, still coming in the starting lineup for some reason. I'm still looking for a better small forward, but once again, I said this was supposed to be realistic, so I'm going to try to keep it as realistic as possible. That trade was semi-realistic. I don't think they would do it in real life, but this is 2K realistic. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in episode number 3.